Ciaran Mc Ivor here, Boxing Bants. I'm here with none other than Sean, Big Sexy Turner. We're here in Coliseum Gym just after finished training. Sean, looking well today anyway, after your training, back getting fit?
Yeah, back in the gym, training hard.
Flat out anyway?
Flat to the mat, twice a day, mate, yeah. Monday, Wednesday. On Monday, Tuesday, Friday, or Thursday, Friday, yeah. We do an hour long run on a Wednesday and sparring on Saturday.
So anyway, so your last fight was in June against Nathan Gorman.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've well documented that you took it on late notice. Looking back now, would you have done it differently? Would you have not taken the fight, or what do you think you would have done at the time?
No, well, I actually didn't have that fight on late notice. That was the thing there. There was a bit of a mix-up in the Irish boxing website. I had a full camp for that fight. It was just a couple of hiccups beforehand, and you know, that was really my head wasn't in the game, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. So listen, it is what it is. I was beat there that day, and so we're gonna move on now. Yeah,
you were very confident going into it at the time, and you know, looking at the caliber of opponents the two you had fought, it was very similar to the caliber of opponents that you had really fought. Like,
yeah, well, I wasn't actually expecting Nathan to be as good as he was. You know, he was. I was very confident going into all fights. Listen, what's the worst that can happen to you? Get knocked out, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been fighting all my life. I've been fighting I've been boxing since I'm 11. Mm-hmm. That's the way I look at things. I can win, I give it my best shot, and if you get knocked out, you get knocked out. That's the worst thing that can happen to you. You know what I mean? Yeah. I didn't really care. I just got in there. I went for it. Didn't get the decision. Like, there's no point like of even saying we'll have a rematch. We'll have this. I need to get myself back on up to that level again. You know, the level that he was at the time was super fit. I was fit in good shape myself, but listen, it just didn't go my way in the night, and these things happen in boxing.
Yeah. So your last two fights have been very, very big fights in terms of the stature and where they were and whatnot. And obviously the one just before that was obviously against Arnold Kajagov, or whatever you could call him. Yeah. But he was a former. His only loss was to David Hay before that.
Yeah.
30-2. Do you take a lot of confidence from that and thinking now, like, you're going back now, you're getting back fit now, and you're going back hopefully to winning ways? Are you thinking now? Did you take a lot of confidence from that?
Yeah, that was my biggest win to date anyway, you know what I mean? And after that fight, I was on top of the world. I was confident going into the fight because I knew I left no stone unturned, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And
you're a massive underdog as well.
I was a massive underdog. Listen, I watched the fight. I watched them fight and I studied them. I knew I was going to win that fight, you know what I mean? I really knew deep down that I was going to win that fight anyway. Either way, I was ahead in every round. I was ahead in every scorecard, and then took him out in the last round. You know, so that platformed me right up into the top 50 in the world. And there was a couple of good big fights there for me. Then afterwards, and they just afterwards, I was still confident. You know what I mean? Going into these fights, but just didn't go my way. So I'm starting to build again, build. You know, and hopefully, people will notice now that I'm really properly this year going for it in the gym every day, working hard. I'm just going to wait for the fights to come calling on me, you know what I mean? Make sure I'm ready. Stay always in the gym, staying fit, not going missing for 2 and 3 weeks in between fights and stuff like that. Always fit, you know what I mean? Ready for that call. And that's it really, you know?
Yeah. From the background obviously that a lot of fighters come from, like yourself and what. Do you find it difficult after you've had a big fight, seeing as, you know, a big influx of money comes in that short amount of time, you know, after Nathan Gorman or whatever? Do you find it tough then after, for those 2 weeks between you're taking a break and then you're back in the camp? Do you find it difficult with all that coming in at once to almost stay focused and stay in your camp?
Yeah, well, listen, you always get a week or two off after training anyway. That's what the coach says to you. But listen, I'm getting no younger now, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
27, I'm 28 next month. Actually, I'm 28 tomorrow, 1 month from tomorrow. So, you know what I mean? I'm not getting any younger. So, listen, there's what? If I have 2 years now to really move up through the rankings and get back in there and get these big fights. if we don't do it in the next 2 years, listen, I think there's just the next 2 years are really going to be big years to get me in there, win titles, and show that, you know what I mean, that I am here for titles. I'm not here just for I'm here to stay, you know what I mean? I'm here to stay. Yeah. And I'm not getting any younger, as you say, so having breaks in between training and going missing and going fucking whatever partying and stuff like that, it's not an option anymore, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not an option.
So what about currently now, like with your management team, are you looking to fight in April, May, June?
Well, listen, I just leave that out to the management. When they see me ready, I'm sure they'll come calling, they'll tell me, listen, Sean, there's a fight here for you, there's a fight there for you. Yeah. Once Pete thinks I'm in tip-top shape, and everybody's happy, they show that and things are shown that I'm here training, I'm here every day, putting in the work, putting in the hard work. Yeah. The fights will come in, so I'm just basically concentrating on getting back fit, back sparring and stuff. I started sparring last week for the first time in nearly a year, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I've done very well, I was sharp. But listen, my fitness was back quick enough, stuff like that, but now I need to show people now that I'm focused, I'm ready, and this is the last hurrah, basically. If I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. Yeah.
Is there anyone on your radar at all at the moment? And what title is on your radar? Are you looking for an Irish title? Are you looking to get a ranking by getting a WBO International or IBF International, something along those lines?
To be honest with you, in boxing you just never know what's going to happen next. Yeah. You know what I mean? I could get a phone call to fight for God knows what title next week. So to be honest, the way I would like things to work out is for me to get back fully fit, get a nice warm-up fight, and then move on to a title fight afterwards. Yeah. But listen, if a title fight comes calling next, we might have to take it. Yeah. Just whatever's put on the plate. I was offered a title fight in the end of April, and that was what we were training for, but that fell through. So
such as many fights in your career have been falling through so far, and that's the way it is, really.
Just the way it is, man. You just have to stay ready. That's the main thing with professional boxing. You just have to stay ready. Yeah,
like realistically, if all fights went through, you'd probably be 20 and
probably
24.
To be honest with you, I would definitely have 20 fights anyway. Yeah,
it feels like you've been around such a long time, especially in Ireland. Like the amount of fights that you had at amateur level. Like I've seen you fight a few times at Leeds and stuff like that, and you must have had nearly over 200 fights, like an amateur.
Probably have, well over 100 anyway. About 200. Yeah. Definitely well over 100. I've boxed for Ireland internationally. I've boxed in the WSB. I've been around a good while, like, you know. I turned pro when I was 23, 24, I think. So I'm 4 years now pro, you know what I mean? I'm going well. I'm doing alright. I've a great management team. Everything is good. I've a great bunch of people here with Pete training me, and all the new guys, Luke Healer, great influence, Gary Cully, all them lads. The new fella Borky, he's a good fitness man, you know. A great team around me, and listen, this is the place to be, really, you know what I mean? This is where I should be all the time.
How important is it that Peter, when you have Peter in your corner, how much of a difference does that make for you in your fights when Peter's in your corner compared to last?
Well, there's a big difference, you know what I mean? Pete knows me inside out now, you know what I mean? Yeah. Pete knows me. Pete trained me when I was amateur, not in my boxing club because I boxed for Drimney, but on the Irish boxing team. Pete was in my corner when I fought Anthony Joshua as an amateur. You know, Pete knows the way I fight. He knows everything. So when Pete's there, listen, everything's gonna go well. You know?
So obviously there was fights at the weekend, and a former obviously Olympic champion, or not Olympic champion, Olympic silver medalist that you beat in your time as an amateur. What did you think of Joe Joyce's fight against Bermane Stiverne at the weekend?
I didn't think much of Stiverne, man. He came in very bad shape. Former world champion.
A career heaviest he was.
You know what I mean? Career heaviest, but he said he was in the best shape of his life. But listen, Joe Joyce can only beat whoever they put in front of him, and he's done that with everybody. He's fighting, he's taken unbeaten fighters and beating them, man. I'll choose that Joe Joyce, he's just a slugger, man. He doesn't stop coming forward, he doesn't stop throwing shots. Fair play to him, he's going the right direction, and listen, you can't really tell, can you? I don't think Stiverne did throw shots back, and he hit him hard. He did test Joe Joyce, you know. But if a fitter guy, you know, the likes of Fury, I think Joe Joyce is fit, he's strong, looks very robotic to me, though. You know what I mean? It's always, but he just doesn't stop. Stop. That's the thing. Hard work beats talent every day, so you say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy because Spencer Oliver was saying it last week. He said that when you watch him, he almost looks like he's no technique or anything like that. But then you see him stopping people, and like when he fought Lenroy Thomas, you could just see this like overwhelming look on his face after the first round. You know, I suppose because he's constantly on you the whole fight.
He's just on you, man. He's just a workhorse. He just pounds it, pummels it, just takes it apart, man. And that's it. People just are not. Stiverne wasn't fit anyway. You know what I mean? But like, if you're just getting bombarded with fucking punches.
Yeah. And how was it like when you fought him? Do you think he's made a different transition now into
yeah, well, listen, I fought him, I seen him. I actually dropped him in the first round of the fight. And then I kind of picked him off because he was robotic. See the right hand that Stiverne was catching him over the top?
Yeah.
It was a point shot, you know. I kept the high guard and just kept throwing over the top all the time, and I kept catching him. So I was way ahead on points, you know. But he was he's Ciaran Mc Ivor now, but he wasn't. I don't know how many fights he had at the time. It was a Harringay Cup Senior Elite, multi-nations tournament. So I don't know, but he was similar, you know. I was watching him on the pads of forehand. He looked robotic. I said, I can beat this lad. Went in and beat him, you know what I mean? Listen, he's a pro now, smaller gloves, he's stronger, he's bigger, he's fitter. Yeah. And he's a good lad to watch. Like, I enjoy watching him, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Even though he looks like he's not technique or nothing, but he does. It's a different story when you're in there getting hit by him. Yeah. You know that for a fact. People are easy to judge when they're outside the ring and say, oh, he doesn't look this, he doesn't look that. Well, put a pair of gloves on, get in the ring with him and see what happens, you know?
Yeah, especially like not many people would have fought even Ian Lewison in their first fight, you know?
No, exactly, like everybody he's fought has a winning record, you know what I mean? Yeah. That speaks for itself. Yeah. Looking back now, former world champion for his 8th fight. Yeah. WBC world champion, you know what I mean?
Lenroy Thomas, who beat Dave Allen. Yeah. People actually talked about you fighting Dave Allen a lot of times in terms of the styles and whatnot. Yeah. And he seems to be building a bit of a name as well. So that's someone you'd be interested in.
I think that fight's always going to be there, you know. I'm just not ready for him just yet. Yeah. I need to get into proper shape, which I'm doing now, you know what I mean? I'm back here twice a day. Yeah. Dave Allen is coming on all the time. I think that fight could happen, you know. That fight could definitely happen 100%. Yeah. I have agreed to fight him before and fell through once again, but that fight is always going to be there, I think, and it's going to happen some stage. And I've sparred him, and I tell you one thing, he can take some punches, but listen, we'll see what happens.
Do you think you're more likely to get a shot against him if he beats Lucas Brown or if he loses?
I think if he loses, you know, I think they might give me a call if he loses. I think if he beats Lucas Brown, why would he want to fight me? You know what I mean? What do I bring? I don't bring much to the table, do I? Except but unless he slips up against Lucas Brown and he looks at me for maybe an easy fight, or you know, he knows himself that I'm not an easy fight because I schooled him over Marbella in the ring, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's videos on my page on Facebook of me sparring him. Yeah. He was offered me before and he refused me, you know what I mean? And the fight didn't fall through, he refused me. Yeah. You know what I mean? He didn't want to fight. Yeah. He told his manager that if he wanted to fight me, he would want to have no more notice, more camp. Yeah.
Does it ever annoy you? See the way so many Irish boxers, you know, you're talking about how you spar them and you're getting the better of them and things like that. But you look at the platform he has now, and even though people know that he doesn't have that much ability, does that frustrate you ever because you're Irish and you feel that there's a lot of fighters that may be better than him that should be at a higher platform than what he is?
Yeah, well, listen, you know, he just has a great manager and a great team there. Promoter Eddie Hearn's top of the range. I actually don't know if Eddie Hearn's manager or what the story is there, but
I think it's fight by fight, really.
Yeah, he's Eddie Hearn is building him up, like, you know. So over here, you really have to be a special talent to be noticed, you know. And it's just the pick of the draw, mate, you know.
Who do you think wins?
I would like to see Dave Allen winning. Yeah. It's a hard one to call because Big Daddy Brown was a big dig on him, but if I had to go by his last fight,
he's in good shape now.
Is he in good shape?
Yeah. Seen his latest pictures now, he's lost a lot of weight. Like,
well, listen, I don't know. Can he knock Dave Allen out? That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think he has the boxing ability Dave Allen has, even though Dave Allen is limited. But Brown is just a big, strong man. Like, he would take a head off with a punch. But listen, I've hit Dave Allen with everything I could hit him with, and he still kept coming. You know what I mean? So he can take a shot, a big shot. I've seen him against Lewis Ortiz, big Cuban. He stopped him in the 8th round, the very last round, but he's a big puncher. He took every shot off him for 8 rounds.
Yeah. So finishing up here, last thing to say, two of your training partners, Luke Keeler and Gary Cully, will be fighting now in about 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Luke Keeler's having a rematch against Conrad Cummins. How do you feel that fight's going to go in the rematch?
I don't think it's going to be the same result as last time, you know. I think Luke was hard done by with the title being taken off him and stuff like that, but sure, he's going to win it back next. Conrad is a good friend of mine, and I wouldn't say bad about him. I wish him the best of luck, but listen, I'm not going to be training here with Luke every day of the week and seeing what he's putting in and say Conrad's going to win, because I believe he's not going to win. I think Luke is in the best shape I've ever seen him. He's in better shape than last fight. He's boxing brilliant. He's down here sparring Saturday morning. He's taking lads out. I've watched him. He's in top nick. Conrad want to come in the best way he can be, really. You know, I just see another onslaught like the last fight.
Are you surprised that they're fighting again? Are you surprised that Luke took the fight? Seeing as the last fight, a lot of people would have said that there was quite a gap in the scorecards. And Luke is ranked literally one place right behind Liam Williams, and he's about 3 places behind Jeff Horn. Are you surprised that they're rematching after Luke's success?
Well, listen, at the end of the day, like, Luke was probably offered this fight and had no other fights probably on the line. Luke wants his belt back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Luke wants his belt back, and you know what I mean? These fights are hard to make unless you have the belt and stuff. I don't really know too much into that part of the boxing, what will happen next or anything, but listen, I know he wants his belt back, and that's what he wants. So
yeah.
I don't know. You'll have to ask Luke that question. But, I don't know why he took the fight, but I know he wants his belt back. So I would want it back too. He was stripped of it because he didn't defend it in such time because he was injured. And Conrad won it back, so he just wants his belt back.
It's strange, isn't it? Because he's still highly ranked with WBO, even though the belt's been taken off him. Yeah,
well, listen, he hasn't lost. Well, he hasn't lost after that fight. He was just out injured. That's all. So I don't think he can take him out of rankings, can he? I don't really know too much of way the rankings work either. As in, if you lose the belt, do you go back or anything like that? Or he wasn't beaten, so I don't see why they would push him out of the rankings or anything like that. And he's been offered a shot of it straight away again when he came back. So I'm sure if he wins that fight, please God, and when he wins, that he gets a world title shot.
He's ranked number 12.
No reason why he shouldn't.
He's ranked number 12 now, so there's no reason why he shouldn't really. And then Gary, obviously up and coming prospect. He's fighting in Belfast. How do you think that fight's going to go? I presume obviously he's very confident.
Listen, Gary is a superstar, man, in the making. Gary is everything. Gary is one of the best fighters. He's just probably, I'm telling you, Gary's going to do big things in boxing. 100%. 100%. He for me now, he's ready for titles, you know what I mean? Gary is, I've sparred Gary here, even though he's only light, man, he's taller than me. He's fucking half the weight. Gary's going to be a big name in Irish boxing. Just watch the space, mate.
Fergal McCrory, Irish champion, he could nearly maybe
skill him, man. Skill anyone his weight in the country. Anyone.
And he was given the name the Diva. Who in the camp gave him?
I'm not sure. I think that happened in London or something, man. They were training away. To be honest with you, I'm not too sure. I heard him calling and he called himself in there, but I don't know. I don't know.
Well, he said he agreed with it because he said he was hard worker or something like that. But, I don't know if you agree with that.
I know Gary's killed. Good friend of mine. You know, we have the banter, man. top bloke, you know.
And the interviews he comes across a very nice lad anyway. So
he is 100%. Yeah.
Anyway, Sean, really appreciate your time. All right.
Cheers, mate. Yeah.
Thanks very much for your time, and best of luck when you book your next fight day. Okay.
Mate. No worries.
Thanks very much. Bye bye.